Welcome, new player of Operation Citadel, to the first official tutorial of the game. I'm going to teach you the different game mechanics, so let's do that now. Quick game, I made a tutorial, and I'm going to play both Germany and the Soviet Union, so that I can explain you all the mechanics that I wanted to. So whenever you're going to start a scenario, you are going to see this window here with the scenario's name. So I just named it tutorial, and the scenario's description. So usually you're going to have some historical background or stuff like that. So you can't do anything, you really need to hit start. So once you hit start, you are free to do basically anything you want. To zoom in and out, it is using the middle mouse button by scrolling and up and down, I guess. So one sec, settings, sound settings, music. I just want it not to be too loud. Resume. Okay, so you know how to zoom in and out, good, but you also need to know how to move the camera around. Right now I'm using the keyboard's arrows, so up, left, down, right, but you can also use the middle mouse button. You can hold it and just drag it around. So it is not with left click, nothing happens. It's not with right click, nothing happens, but with the middle mouse button. Okay, so I thought about going over the UI first. So if we go from top left, we have a little I info here. It gives information about the current scenario. So we retrieve the scenario's name, so tutorial, the same thing we had in the beginning. And we have the objectives here. So there are currently only two types of objectives. Either capture all the major victory points, such as it's written here, capture all major victory points. Or there also is, this is an offensive kind of scenario where you need to capture stuff, or you can have a defensive kind of scenario where you need to hold given victory points until turn number like 10, for example. But it's going to be written here, it's going to be written like keep Berlin until turn 5, or it's going to be written. So just when you open a scenario, just always check like, okay, well, this is what I got, what I have to do. Well, obviously, if you turn this on in the settings with your mouse, when you are going to be over a tile, it's going to give you the info about this tile. So on here, we are going to see, just let me get it here. We are going to have the bonus modifier the tile gives, so a 20. And if it's a plane, it gives 0 because your troops are not protected by anything. And here, this is the movement point cost, the MP cost, so it's 2. And a forest has 3, a road has 1. So you want to move alongside roads to move further, like to move faster. Well, you can select a unit by left clicking on it. When selecting a unit, you are going to see all the potential tiles the unit can go to. The unit has enough movement points to go to. So I think I'm going to go over this one now. Or one sec, I think okay, I'm going to finish with the UI first. Map, well, if you just hit it, you are, well, okay, it wasn't really a good example, since this map doesn't look like anything. But if you take the Europe map, for example, you are going to have a Europe map in pixels here. It's basically this map here, but in pixels. Well, obviously this one is really small, so it's just like, it doesn't look like anything really. But there are a couple of filters that you can toggle. So there are no rivers, you can remove the forest, you can remove the terrain, so hills in brown, or mountains in gray. And cities in the brownish kind. And the enemies obviously in red. The allies, well, we don't have any, so they're going to be in green. And our units in blue. And so if we remove everything, what's left, what's left is going to be the grass and the lakes or the sea. And the big yellow thing, those are the major victory points. So if you can see, we got 2 here and we got a bunch here. Those are ours. So that was for the map. Obviously, you can click on it and it's going to take the camera exactly where you hit on the map, right? Okay. So next we have the amount of money we have in reserve. So that is, well, it's not obviously ours, because if there is more than one player playing, and if it's like the AI's turn, you are most likely going to see how much money the AI had. If he is with you, so like if you're playing Axis and the AI is also from the Axis, you're going to see the amount of money he has. Otherwise, it is going to be question marks, so that you don't see what the enemy have. So this is like, yeah, the money. And this, just right next to it, this is the money income you are getting per turn. So every turn I will get plus 92. So you see I have 1000. So if I hit, so this is the next turn button. So if I hit next turn, well, now we get to play as the Soviets, right? So it changes. So we don't see what the Germans are doing, basically. And if we go back to the Germans, look, we got 1092. That is because we get 92 per turn. The production comes from various factors. So this is a refinery. Refinery produces a lot of money per turn. This is a factory. Oh, non. Why is it written non? It should be written factory. Okay, this is something I gotta fix. Yeah, factory produces a lot of money as well. Harbors do produce some, and this is a big city, so it produces a lot as well. And this is a, well, it's a village actually, but it shows city because I think it shows the type of the tile, like thick forest, and it's not going to show the name exactly. That is why it shows city, for example. But this is like a village, it's like a town or a village. It produces only 1 per turn. I don't remember the value by heart, but it's probably like 25 for a refinery, like probably 25 for a factory as well, probably 25 for the city. And like it's 1 for those, and there is, oh yeah, here it's probably like 10 for those. Yeah, so that is the money per turn. Here, well, it's the player playing now, so Germany, it's us. This, what is this? It is the number of core units you can deploy out of the number of the number of core units you have deployed on the board, out of the total number of core units you can deploy. So currently we have none because we don't have any core units, right? Core units are units that you can carry from one scenario to the next. So if you were playing a campaign starting in Poland, for example, you would, okay, let's go to the store. Let's go to the store. I'm going to do it and I will explain later. So let's say I want to buy some infantry. I'm going to set it as core unit. It's going to tell me it's more expensive. I'm going to add it to the basket. So it's in the basket. And now I hit buy all. And now, do you see the difference? I'm going to show you this in the wild. I know you really want to see what happens when I use those. So you see, whenever I hover with my mouse, the thing is gonna get yellow, but this one is yellow like by default, right? So when I select the unit to deploy it, it's going to show me every tile I can deploy the unit on. So let's say I want to deploy it here. Well, look at the difference now. Those are my units, right? They're mine. But this one is golden, right? It's golden because it is a core unit. And see, now we have 1 out of 5. So if we were to finish this scenario, if it was to be a campaign, we would keep this one and have it in the next scenario, right? That is what core units are. Now, this 5 out of 7, what is this? 5 out of 7, it is the number of major victory points your faction possesses out of the total number on the map of major victory points. So, what are victory points? Victory points are those flags are victory points, right? This is a victory point. This is a victory point. This is a victory point. This is as well. This is this one. This one's one. Okay, you got it. But you get different colors, like different outlines, right? This is black around it, and this is golden. If it is golden, it means it's a major victory point. It means you need to capture. You need to capture them in order to achieve total victory, right? It was written here. Capture all major victory points. This is to achieve victory. Okay. So we got 5 out of 7. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6, 7. So we need to capture 2 more in order to achieve victory. Simple. Next, number of turns played. Well, I think this is pretty self-explanatory. It was at 1 when we started the game. I hit next turn, now it's at 2. So it's just number of turns you played. Here, you got the date of the scenario, of the current turn. So we are the 2nd of May. So if I hit next turn, again, we are the 3rd of May, because 1 day goes by every turn. You can change this value in the map editor. If you want like 1 week or 3 days or like 20 days per turn, you can change that in the map editor. Here, this is for the musics. You hit this, previous music. You hit this, you pause the music, you play the music. This is the next song, and this is the playlist. Simple as that. And you can choose the one you want. Simple. The settings, save. As you can see, quick save F5. So if I do F5, successfully quick saved. So now if I go to load, you have quick save 9:10 p.m. because it is 9:10 p.m. right now. Okay. So here, browse saves. If I do this, well, I'm gonna do it. It opens me the folder where all my saves are. That is useful. So if I were to select the save, I could load it, rename it, or overwrite it. If I hit save, it overwrites it, right? But if I were to rename it, like rename test, if I do rename, it has been renamed. And obviously I can delete it. As simple as that. And save, you can just do like that, save, and hop, you got your save. I'm gonna delete it. Sound settings, I guess I don't really need to go over that. Quit to my menu, quit to desktop, resume. I'm not gonna go over this. It is really simple. Okay. So that was the UI for the top part. I think we are gonna go over this first. This is previous units. Oh, EVUs. I think there is a letter missing. So if I hit this, it is basically going to go over every unit I have that didn't move and that didn't attack. And if I do this, basically it's previous or next, right? So I can you can go in whatever order you want. This, I think it is pretty self-explanatory. This is the store, right? So here you got the different categories. So artillery, anti-tank, anti-air, tanks, well, armored actually, because I think you got the recon as well, fighters, close air, CAS, that's close air support or ground attack planes, and strategic bombers, and boats, obviously. All right. And then this is the deploy bot units. So here, this is your reserve. So you can deploy units, but you already saw that when you select a unit, it's going to show on the map where you can deploy them. So obviously planes or rockets, I'm going to add to the game launch sites that will be available for those. It's not been added yet, but soon it will be added, and those will be launchable only from launch sites. but currently is from airfields. So you can select the unit, place it, and that's as simple as that. That's done. You place your units. When placing a new unit, a newly bought unit on the board, you can't use it. You see, it's gray here, and it means you can't attack and you can't move, right? This one has red and green. It means it can attack and it can move. If I do this, it's gray here because it moved, right? I'm going to do the undo button. Well, basically what it says, it's an undo button. Let's say you did something you didn't want to do, or you misclicked or whatever. Let's say you went there and oh no, I didn't want to go there. Well, undo, right? Simple. Okay. Now this show hide air ground units. The shortcut for this is tab. I don't think there is. Yeah, no, there is no. Okay, let's do this now. Look, I'm gonna go there. Oh. Every tile can contain one ground unit and one air unit, all right? But how do you know if there is, how do you see, how do you toggle, right? How do you toggle, you exchange them? Well, by pressing tab or pressing this button, you can switch, as simple as this. And this little indicator is going to indicate that there are more than one unit on the tile, right? Simple. And I'm going to do undo because I want to use it. Okay. This is next turn. You already know that. Oh, something interesting here. This is here. Your notifications are going to appear here. So notifications, they're here to tell you about stuff that happened or that is happening. So for example, V1 has low health points, right? Because it has only 10 health points. It is actually pretty low. I think, well, actually, it shouldn't be showing low because the thing is, it's actually, if you select it, it has 10 out of 10, right? So this is something I'm going to fix because it shouldn't be showing this. But yeah, basically, by clicking on notification, it's going to take you at the place on the map where the notification is about. You can dismiss it by right-clicking on it. Well, it's not going to work with low health point because it's being actualized like a couple times a second. So it's basically, I delete it, but it's coming back. Yeah. Okay, and this one here, switch to Nato. Well, basically, it is what it says. It switches from basic graphics to the Nato representations, right? Simple. Yours are blue, enemies are red, allies are green. Okay, now let's go back to our unit. So you select your unit with left click. You can unselect it by right clicking anywhere on the map. So like I do right click here, I unselect it, or you can left click again on the unit. So what I do, okay, show how, okay. So here, let's do show more stats. So let's have all the stats at once. So here you have the health point of the units. So it's current health point out of the maximum health point. So we are full, like you can see here, health point, 140. Here you got the armor points, 95, it's good, that's a Tiger too. Here you have the number of ammo out of the max number of ammo. So here we got 10 out of 10, so we can attack 10 times. The fuel and the movement points. So fuel 17. So in theory, we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, well, 17 tiles on road before needing to resupply. I'm going to go over the resupply button later. But we got a turn limit of 4 movement points per turn. Well, it's turn limit. So I can move 4 tiles and see, I have 0 movement points. And that's it. I can't move anymore. Now I gotta wait next turn until I get it back, right? Okay, so now I already explained you about the can attack or can move. What is this? What is this tar here? What is this tar doing? Well, this tar means actually that the unit is a veteran unit. So when you go into the store, you can notice a different bunch of options. So if you have the tooltips on, this says mechanize a unit, motorize a unit, so it is equipped with a truck, it is moving with a truck, moving with a half track. Veteran unit, they're going to deal more damage, they're going to have more health point, as you can see, 140. The base is 100, so they got almost half more health point to start with. Mountaineers, those, look, I prepared an example. So if I take this light infantry, or any ground unit actually, like a tank, anything, it can go into the mountains. But look, we got some Mountaineers here. If we select them, they can, right? That is the difference. They also will fight better in mountains. They will get an attack bonus, or on hills. So currently this unit is on a hill. See here, hill, well, no, hill. It is also going to get an attack bonus that this one will not. Okay, simple. Now, still about the UI. Here, show units hero and kill stats. Let's do this. So, as I said, this one is a veteran, so it starts with 60 of experience points and a rank of 4. So now, if we were to select this one, do the same thing, they start with like basically no experience and a rank of 1. They are new units, they are like basically trained, but those, they got a good training, right? So you don't have to press this button, you can just do a right click on any unit, even an enemy here. So here you're gonna see the owner of the unit, basically. Okay, so now let's say we move. So you see now those buttons, they lit up. It is because we started using fuel, so we can do stuff with them, right? So this is to resupply my fuel, so it's gonna get my fuel up, and this is to resupply fuel and ammo, and it's also showing the cost right on the right side. So it costs 4, so we got 915, so it's fine, like, right? We can just resupply, done, right? So what is this yellow line? Well, this yellow line is your supply line. It is the path people are going to take to bring fuel to your tank, or bring food to your man, or bring ammo to your artillery, right? It is calculated based on the closest city. It doesn't count airfields because it is, an airfield is not going to produce any food or fuel. So it always is based on a city, the closest one, or a harbor. Well, I'm on one, so it's not gonna show a path because I'm on the city, basically. And well, you see now there is a percentage, 88. Well, if I take this one, 98. Wait, one sec. This one, 100. 100. Why? Because I am in the city, so I'm going to resupply myself at a percentage of 100%, right? I'm gonna get 100% of what I should get. But if you are in the field, if you are not so close to the village, you are going to get different modifiers that are going to apply based on the terrain, based on the path that people gotta take to go to your unit, right? So now we are going to get 88% of the max, right? So if we had 0 here, if we were completely out of fuel, we would not be getting 17 back, but we would probably getting like 15 because we are not so close to the city. So the further you are, the worse the percentage is gonna get. And across sea, it's even worse. It's probably like 3 times worse. So whenever you're planning on landing somewhere, make sure you got a good percentage of supply rate, right? Because your units are going to be on on another like continent. For example, if you're landing from Great Britain in France, you're going to have to cross the sea to resupply your men. So you're gonna have a pretty bad percentage. So I talked about those. I talked about the resupply. So, well, I'm currently having complex supplies turned on in the settings. You can turn this off and you will always be at 100% and you will never see this yellow line. I just turned them on because maybe some people don't want to care about that. You can also turn on unlimited fuel and ammo if you really don't want to spend time giving ammo to all your troops, or just take a look at the settings. I think I'm gonna talk about the transport. So you see, if I take a unit that is in a harbor, you can get in train, boat, plane, or get off. So this is the embark, disembark button. So I'm on a harbor. So if I hit this button, you see I'm in a landing craft now, and I can move on sea. And oh, that's weird that it disappeared. Okay, well, it disappeared. I think it's just a bug. I will have to fix that. Sorry. Well, now I can move on the sea. Yep, it doesn't go back. Okay. Well, and this one cannot because it's not in a boat or a landing craft. And you also can notice that there are railroads, right? So, shoot. Okay, I'm gonna do with this one. You can get in a train, so now we are in a wagon. I mean in a train car, right? Well, let's see next turn. You see, we can move alongside railroads. Well, and cities, and towns, villages, and stuff to go from one to another, because they count as like train stations, kind of. So yeah, basically, yeah, you are in the train, and that's it. That's it, basically. So now, how do you do a landing? Oh, well, first, units and trains obviously can't retaliate. If they get attacked, they won't be dealing any damage. It will just take, and they're most likely going to be destroyed. Like I'm telling you, it's bad. You don't really want to be in a train and have someone attack you. So now let's do a landing. I'm going to move this one and select my infantry, and you see, now we can move on this one. And whoop, we just landed. Splendid. So that is how you do a landing. Now, if we were to continue with this, we got some paratroopers here. Paratroopers, you see here, drop paratroopers on the unit style. So if I hit this button, we are going to be dropping our paratroopers right on this tile. I think I'm going to go here first and go over the Soviet lines to kind of scout and then drop. And now we have our Fallschirmjägers ready to be used, right? And this button is now not lit up because we just dropped them. Paratroopers can be used multiple times. As long as you get them back on an allied airfield, you will have this button light up again, and they will go in a plane and you will be able to drop them again. Okay. I think we can finally start talking about the fighting. Or let me just talk quickly about the store. As I said, you can make your unit use different type of vehicles. So like infantry, you see, you can see the half-track icon. It means that they're moving with the half-track, and those are moving on foot, right? And if I were to take my artillery, the first tile you're going to move to is going to be like, it means that you can attack still. Because if I were to move like two, you see I can't attack anymore. And Yeah, I can't undo because I uncovered enemies. So yeah, you can't like scout and be like, oh yeah, let's undo, because that would be cheating, right? So okay, I'm going to do it again. Okay, so I move 2, and you see I can't attack. But if I go back, if I move 1, okay, bad example. Okay, if I move 1, I can attack, right? So you can always move 1 and attack. Okay, so did you see what happened? I attacked the anti-air here. When you attack with artillery or with, do I have a Stuka here? Nope, I don't. Okay, I think it is time for us. Oh, well, I already, okay. I think it is time for us to use the V2. Well, let's use a V2. Okay, and let's destroy it. Okay. So, did you see what happened? Let's do it again. With this on, well, on those guys in the trench. See, -1, -4. So whenever you attack with artillery or with strategic bombers or with ground attack planes, you are going to create attrition on the enemy's units. This means that they are going to lose part of their fuel and part of their ammunitions. So it is good when you are besieging a city, for example. You got your artillery and you are removing ammos and fuel to the enemy. Oh yeah, here you can now dismiss them. So V2 was killed here, dismiss. V1 was killed here, right click, dismiss. Okay, let's go over the UI quickly. So here, this is a target, I guess it's called target in English, with a soldier's helmet. So this is soft damage. So this is the damage used versus against infantry. This is a target with a tank. So this is the damage used against an armored vehicle or an armored target. This is a target with a plane. This is the air damage. So this is the damage dealt to planes. Well, 0, obviously, it's a tank. It's an anti-tank tank, actually. So you see, it is performing pretty bad. 15 versus infantry, 105 versus tanks, and well, obviously, like most of them have 0 against planes, unless they are like a fighter. See, 40 versus planes. So yeah, 105. So now if I put my mouse over an enemy, you see, you got those two little flags. So Soviet flag with -40 and German flag with -0. It means we are gonna deal 40 damage to the Soviets and we are not gonna receive any damage. I think it's pretty clear. If it isn't, tell me how I could make it more clear. I don't know. So now if I were to attack, this one, oh yeah, sorry. This is the visibility. So the amount of tiles that will be uncovered around the unit whenever it moves. So most of the units have a visibility of 1, except the recon units that all have a visibility of 2. And I think if you click on it, you will have C2 here. If I take a normal one, 1, 2. Same for the planes. This one, the Henschel, 2, 1, right? So, recon units can move twice. Normal units, they can move once. And then, like, they can't do anything anymore. But if if I was to buy, let's say SDK 233, 23 actually. Let's check. Okay, so I can move once. And again, the beauty of recon units. Oh, let me show you quickly the submarines. So you see, boats or submarines can be only deployed around harbors in the sea. Makes sense. Okay, let's next turn. Now, with submarines, you see we got a new button light that lit up. Dive, go to surface with submarine. So submarines, they can go and dive under the water and be invisible to enemy units, and they can't be attacked by anything. They can be attacked by other submarines, they can be attacked by planes, they can be attacked by boats. They are invisible. So if I do this, you see it is now the opacity has been reduced to like something like 50% or something to symbolize that the submarine is underwater, basically. And you can do that. You can just do it as many times as you want. It doesn't matter, you know. But remember, when your submarine is underwater, you can't attack. And same, if you attack, you can't dive. It's either you attack or you dive, but you can't do twice. Yeah, you can't. No, you can't do both. Sorry. So let me just get out of my train. All right, I need to go in the city. Sorry. Oh, what? This is weird. This is weird. I'm sorry. Okay. I think it is because there has to be a railroad tile around the place where you are, and the refinery you can't really. I think I gotta add the refinery tile to be counted as like a city tile. That there can be a train station and refinery, right? So now if I were to do this, they go back as normal, right? And same here, you see their values here. Whoops, they change because they got different movement values when being in a train. Same for the landing craft. Same for the paratroopers. They got 4 movement points on the ground, and they got 8 when in a plane. Yeah. So now I would like to talk more about what happened here with this artillery attacking me, even though I didn't attack it directly. This is called supportive fire. So this happens in a lot of cases, actually. So, for example, if I were to use my Illusion 10 and attack infantry on the ground, so you see this? This is a Flak Panzer IV Ostwind. So this is anti-air, right? And it is currently next to me. So what's the range of this thing? 1. So I am within the range, the firing range of this unit. So if I were to attack this infantry, you see it helped it because they are around, like they're next to each other, and this one can attack me. So I attacked it, and this one defended its friend by attacking me. So this works with anti-air. This works with anti-tank. So I'm going to show you anti-tank now. Oh, I need to. Oh. So this has a range of 2 rate. Okay, so if I were to do this, could I do damage? Yes. Okay. So now, if I attack this artillery, you see my tank has helped my artillery, right? So anti-tank will provide supportive fire, not tanks, not usual tanks, right? Those will not. It has to be anti-tank. So if you don't really know units by heart, it's okay. You just go here, units type, right? This is an anti-tank gun. This is a tank. This is anti-air. This is artillery. This is infantry. And this is a boat. So And this is a fighter, this is a strategic bomber, and that is everything I have. Okay, so now let's say you have your fighter and you want to attack a bomber. Well, let's do it. You see, the fighters are going to provide supportive fire as well if you attack a bomber, for example. I think that's it for the supportive fire. I am going on to retreat and surrendering. So, forcing a unit to surrender, it's easy. So, when you attack a unit, if this unit cannot return any damage, so you see, I'm going to deal 40 damage, and the unit is not, you see, -0 to us, so the unit can't do any damage. So if I attack them, they are going to retreat because they're being under attack and they can't do anything about it. So if I attack, retreat, right? And this one supported it. So they went away from me, right? But what would happen if the unit couldn't get away? So here there is a mountain, right? And here there is a lake. And here there is my unit. So they're encircled, right? So what do you think is going to happen? How are they going to retreat? Well, they're not going to retreat. They're going to surrender because they got nowhere to retreat. So you saw the white flag, and now it is ours, right? So we can use it in our forces, and it is now ours, right? We can select it, and it is golden. It is set as a core unit so that you can spot the captured units more easily, and you can like distinguish them from enemy units. And if you right click, it is the German flag because it is ours. So if you have a doubt, you can always just right click on any unit and see the owner. So that was surrendering, capturing enemy equipment. Okay, so let's go and talk about encirclement. Sorry. I'm going to just quickly pass a couple of turns. So, look at that. Actually, can you move? Okay, so if I were to go here, damn it. I saw there was an IS-2 here. Okay, let's bring the IS-2 here. Let's put ourselves back there. And let's bring our, okay, good, perfect. One sec, I would just like to do this first. Make sure there is absolutely no one around us so that the situation is more clear for you. Okay, so it's a 1v1, right? So we can deal 12 damage, and they're going to attack us with 37. So it's going to be painful, right? 37, ouch. But there is encirclement in the game. The more units you are going to get around the unit you want to attack, the less damage this unit is going to do back to you, right? So currently it's 37. What if we added a second unit? 32. What if we added a third unit? 27. What if we added a fourth unit? 22. And what if we added even more? 17, right? So we went from 37 to 17 because this unit has to face potentially everyone. So they split their forces thin onto all sides of the hex, right? That is how I explain the fact that they are doing less damage to us. It is because it's like a division, and they're like they got like 1,000 men there, 1,000 here, 1,000 here, and only 1,000. As before, they have like 6,000 to 6,000, right? So that is how encirclement works. So I talked to you about the recon. I talked to you about the UI. Now about the store, I talked to you about the options. I didn't talk about the winter trained. Winter trained is, if I were to buy winter trained units, so you see with the little snowflake, it is because in the game you got damage when moving on snowy terrain. Okay, so let me show you quickly. I'm gonna make a quick save now. Going to quick menu, campaign, that's Germany, Eastern Front, and let's go in Spring Awakening. So this is a real campaign scenario that you can play. And now, if you look, there is snow everywhere because it's the 6th of March 1945 and it was snowing. So if I was to move, it's the 6th of March. Okay, one sec. That was a bad example. Excuse me, let's go quick game. Where is Germany 45? Germany 45. It's going to take a little bit more time to load. I ask for your patience, please. Because this is a big map. It's not the biggest though. Okay, fall of Germany, 1st January, right? So if I were to take this M24 Chaffee, if I go here, -2, -2, -2, right? We already have only 92 health points. Why? Because it is cold and vehicles or men don't like the cold, right? So it represents the cold, like the effect of the cold on your units. So if you don't like that, or if you think -2 is not enough, you can always go to the settings and change winter damage. You can set it as high as 10 as usual if you want, or on 0 if you don't want any winter damage. You can just do that. I keep it on 2 usually. Okay, so load, quick save, load, and we are back on our map. Okay, so that is, okay, so the Winterize the Winter option, basically those guys are trained for winter, so they are not going to take any winter casualty. So when moving on winter tiles, they're not going to get that -2. Well, half track, it provides us some more. So you see 5, we go from 2 to 5, so it provides +3 movement points and 5 armor, and from 80 to 30 fuel. And if we go to with trucks, we go to 6, so it provides a bit more hexes, movement points, some more fuel, but no armor. And if I'm right, the half track provides with 5 of soft damage. So it's basically for you to choose. And with the artillery, you can use horses. So horses, okay, well, first, any artillery or anti-air will start with only 5 of fuel and 1 movement point. It is because, well, or any gun, basically. It is because they, like the gun itself, like the men are gonna push it or tow it, like, I mean, like with their hands. So it makes sense that you can't go like super far just with the strength of your men pushing the thing or pulling the thing, right? So that is why you can only move 1 tile per turn. But if you use horses or half tracks or trucks, you can already move faster. I guess that is all for the store. I'm going to quickly show you how to upgrade the unit. So to upgrade the units, you will select a unit on the board, whatever unit you want to upgrade. So it's important to note that you can't upgrade infantry to like a Nebelwerfer, right? The selected unit is of a different type. It will tell you. It means you got infantry here, you can only go into infantry. Like just look at a cavalry here, like just look at the icon here. It's a helmet, so you go into the helmet. You can upgrade helmet to helmet. So let's say, so we got light infantry, but let's say we want a Panzer Grenadier, right? Upgrade, done. Your unit has been successfully upgraded. And let's go on the map. We got a Panzer Grenadier, right? And well, basically that's all. That's really that simple to upgrade a unit. The cost, how is the cost calculated? It is the cost of the current unit, so the light infantry we had, no, actually, what the new unit minus the cost of the unit we have, so 199 minus 169. So we basically just paid 30 because we paid for the difference, right? So, but, so here, we got our Tiger 1. What if we were to downgrade? So let's say we got a Tiger that cost 455, but what if we suddenly wanted to switch it to something like SDKFZ 223? That would be suicidal, but let's just say, let's pretend. We got 1,400, upgrade, bam, 1,600. This is because this one cost more than this one. So obviously we are gaining money from downgrading because like we're basically recycling the old one and we're getting spare parts that, okay, you know, you can justify it as you want. I think I talked about everything. So let me just finish this. I think I talked about everything. Like, yeah. Well, actually, look. So you got ammo in yellow. It means you are almost out of ammo. Usually it's when you have one. So this one has one, so yellow ammo. That is why earlier with the V1, V2s, you had they got the symbol as well because they only had 1 out of 1. So let's say I go here, let's say I bomb this thing, we got ammo red. It means we are out of ammo. And same for fuel. If we were out of fuel, do we have a tank that has not a lot of fuel? Yeah, you. Let's just use it until just go away. Yeah, see now? Fuel yellow, it means we're almost out of fuel. But if we were to go all the way, fuel red. Oh, one thing. Fuel red, we are out of fuel. What if we were attacked, though? What if we were attacked by being out of fuel? What would happen? What do you think is gonna happen? I'm gonna do that though. Okay, good. Now we are in a good position. So they should retreat, right? But they don't really have, like, they're out of fuel. So if I attack and if they're out of fuel, if they can't retreat, well, they're surrendering. So it is now a Soviet tank, right? As simple as that. So now let's finish this map. Let's go here, plus 150 money, we got plus 150. And what if I showed you how to, oh, well, I can. Let's do that. Let's go back onto the, look, this thing, it's lit up. So now if I go on, if I click onto it, I can just toggle, right? So now I'm on a plane and you see here, it changes again. It changes the value. Okay, so let's do that. Now I can move as a plane and let's go over this last city. Let's drop the paratroopers and victory. Well, that was, I think, everything for the tutorial. Well, here it just explains you that you can increase your core unit's capacity by completing the scenarios first, and you can get extra experience by taking secondary victory points. How do you know if it's a secondary victory point? I'm going to show you now. So I showed you the major ones, they got gold around them. The simple ones, they got black around them. But what about secondary? Well, secondary, they got silver around them. So by capturing Lille and capturing Amiens, and I guess that is, oh, or Mézières, well, you are gonna get extra experience as a commander and enabling you to have more core units at a time on the board. And so now that we got a map that looks a bit more like something, you see now it's more showing like just like the previous map was just too small, so pixels were huge and everything. And again, if I were to go on the Europe, for example, 1939, this is the small map. There is huge Europe, but I'm just gonna go with the small one so it doesn't take like an hour to load the map. Yeah, I'm just realizing that I've been talking for an hour and that I'm thirsty. So I'm going to end this tutorial soon. So this is the Europe map. It's a small map, right? Like there is twice as big as this one with more cities and everything. So if I were to go to map, so you see, it is way more detailed than the shit we saw before, basically. So yeah, that was the tutorial for Operation Citadel. There is a complete guide already on Steam, so if you don't want to watch me explaining the game in this video, you can always just go and read the guide. Everything should be there, but if there is anything missing, please tell me and I will add it and fill the missing stuff. Okay, well, I think we can say goodbye on... Wait, one sec. Okay, good. We can say goodbye to each other with this beautiful map. I hope the game is more clear now to you, how it works. I don't think... I'm just double checking that I didn't forget anything, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. Like, I talked about the submarines, I talked about range, I talked about surrendering and retreating, I talked about core units upgrading, I talked about movements, recon. Oh, I didn't say that recon vehicles give an attack bonus, basically. So if I go here, if I take this infantry, it's gonna deal 25 damage. But if I take a recon unit that I place it next to unit that I want to attack, now we got 30, because recon units give an attack bonus to the units that are going to attack the unit that is next to. Same for planes, recon planes. Where is my Henschel or my Phi 156 torch? So you see, 25. We get the plane, the recon plane next to it. We're still at 25. So this is odd. I'm confused. 25. Okay, so wait, what? No, it is a recon unit though. No, I'm stupid. It's because the cavalry is a recon unit, and okay, yeah, and the rule is a recon unit can't get bonus damage from another recon unit because it would be cheating. You could be like using only recon units and be like +5, +5, +5, +5, +5. And okay, yeah, so a recon unit is not, well, it's a recon unit, like it's not supposed to attack. So yeah, a recon unit is not gonna get the recon bonus from another recon unit. Okay, and I'm seriously gonna stop right now because we are just under an hour, and I think it is perfect. I don't want to go over an hour, otherwise no one's gonna watch it. So thank you so much for watching this tutorial. You can always write me if you have any question. Have fun. See you.